Before I go on, I just want to warn the usual lefties who come onto my channel and cry about what I say and my opinions, because they're different. They can't handle that. They cry about that, and they're definitely going to cry about this because it involves a symbol, probably the symbol, that turns these woke leftists more mental than they usually are. And so for monetization and algorithm purposes, I've had to obscure it because somebody at YouTube obviously has a problem with it. You have to obscure it now. You can't show it. And it has some sort of magical detrimental effect on them. So anyway, how do you feel when you see this symbol? What does it do for you mentally? Does it make you angry? Does it make you fill your nappy in fear? Or are you a grown-up adult mature enough to educate yourself about its true meaning and where it originally came from? And that not long ago it was hijacked by some very naughty people. Now me, I know where it comes from. I educated myself, I read up, I looked up in books when I was even young, and I learned that this particular symbol originated in a predominantly peaceful culture many years ago. And yes, it was eventually hijacked by the naughty Germans back in the 30s. And since then, it's been associated with the evil that they did. Now, Jimmy Savile wore shell suits, and they'll always be associated with him. But there are people today in 2022 who still wear shell suits back from the 90s. Because I'm quite sure they don't sell them now unless they've got them on eBay or something. But I don't think these people are evil paedophiles and necrophiliacs. So it's the backward thinking of guilt by association, isn't it? There are people from the Far East, and they live in my area, and they have this symbol over their doorways, in their windows, etc., and nobody bats an eyelid. Now, even though this symbol has originated from a peaceful culture centuries ago, it is also associated, thanks to the naughty Germans in the 30s, with oppression, Holocaust, warmongering, anti-democracy, anti-free speech, fascism, violence, hatred, genocide, etc. So basically everything that the modern left is. So I'm quite surprised that they are quite offended by this symbol when quite clearly it represents them, their ideology, rhetorics and fucked up beliefs. So anyway, Laurence Fox, we know who Laurence Fox is here in the UK. He dared to put his neck on the line when he attended BBC's Question Time. And he rightfully said that there's no such thing as white privilege. And ever since he said that, and he stuck to his guns, and I admire him for that, he's been vilified. He will never get an acting job ever again. And he's ruined himself because the lefties hate him. They detest the guy on Twitter. Because as a celebrity, celebrities should be conforming to the left-wing views, really, shouldn't they? If they want to survive and stay as a celebrity and get work, then they have to take on woke ideals and principles. But Laurence Fox hasn't, and I like that. I really like that. The guy has lost friends, publicly humiliated, been slandered, viciously attacked, and destroyed simply because he has done the right thing. And he also, I think he likes to antagonise the lefties on Twitter. And he does this quite a lot. And it's not hard to antagonise the lefties. All you have to do is think differently to they do, or call them out for their many wrongs, and let them know that they're wrong. Because they hate that. They are a self-righteous, condescending people, these lefties. And to be honest with you, I like winding them up as well. So he put this picture up on his on his Twitter. Now, as you can see, Laurence Fox is a Twitter verified blue tick, and he has many followers. But he put this symbol as his profile picture, and he let the world know that it was his new profile picture, and he put the hashtag new profile pic on top of it. So what he's done is he has I've seen this done before, by the way. It's the LGBTQT, I think, community flag. And there was me thinking that it was only patriotic British people that were flag shaggers, but there we go. And he has rearranged them in a way that makes them end up looking like that naughty symbol from the naughty Germans back in the 1930s. Now, I understand where he went with this one. Because, like I said earlier, the extremist elements on the left, they are very much behaving like the naughty Germans from the 1930s. They are very much oppressive. They have fascist tendencies. They're not very much into free speech, democracy, and they are very much violent, and they are after control and power. And they are very much bigoted. So, you know, I think a modern lefty would feel quite at home if they were in naughty Germany in 1930s. So he's done this to prove a point and to antagonise. And it's worked, because I went through the comments, and quite a celebrities as well. They've reported him to the police over this. They have reported him to Twitter in the hope that he gets his account taken away, because he is violating Twitter's terms and conditions. Despite the fact that these lunatics, these lefty lunatics, are every day calling for people to get hurt, murdered, violence, inciting all sorts. But it's okay when they do it, isn't it? And yet the self-righteous, insufferable woke wankers on Twitter, openly they call the British Union flag a symbol of fascism, totalitarianism, white supremacy, racism and all that bullshit. And yet you're not allowed to criticise the LGBT and trans flags. Ask yourselves, folks, why is that? There have been many examples on Twitter by leftists who have manipulated the British Union flag into the swastika and slanders us patriotic Brits who love it and respect it as neo-Nazi, white supremacist racists. And these are the same people, folks, who, during Her Majesty the Queen's Jubilee celebrations, and central London was decked in the Union flags, they were posting photos of them on their ludicrous, hateful Twitter pages and comparing it to Nazi Germany. Yet Laurence Fox manipulates 4 LGBT flags into said Nazi imagery, and these intolerant, radicalised, extremist lefties, they have a massive hysterical fit and wank themselves into an oblivion because he has done this, and they have a chance to get him cancelled off Twitter. That's the truth of it, folks. That's what it's like. That's what it is. And it's ironic rearranging these flags to produce this naughty symbol, because the naughty Germans in 1930s, they murdered gay people in their thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, because they were gay. So there's a lot of meaning here. There is a piss take, and there is a point to be proven. So I don't think he's doing this out of malice. And those people who hate him for this, report him to the police. That's a waste of police time. If I was a copper and someone rang me up because someone had put the naughty 1930s German symbol on the internet, I would ask for their address or ask them to pop down to the station, and then I'd arrest them for wasting police time. There are far worse things happening in the world right now than Laurence Fox putting up the swastika on his Twitter account. But I'm talking about it because this is my channel and I can talk about whatever the hell I want. And those people who came here the other day to moan about me moaning about Emma Watson, I suggest you go and look up the word irony in the dictionary. You massive hypocrites. But I really do hope that I wound you up as well. Anyway, that's what I think. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Is this naughty German 1930s symbol worthy of police time and attention and money? Or should people just shrug it off? Because really, it means nothing. And if this symbol really does have the power to turn people into Nazis, then I can assure you it'll be in the minimum. And these are the sort of people who don't leave the house, ladies and gentlemen. They are loners, they are friendless, they don't have a girlfriend, they still live with their parents, and they are about as likely to start a neo-Nazi movement as, I don't know, Marks and Spencer's ever likely to use a boy in a dress in their adverts ever again. It won't happen. And that's that. Remember to join my channel, ask these lovely people about the perks, they're enjoying them as we speak. And that's that. So until my next video, please comment, share, subscribe, and Roger Trout.